Do you guys have some New Year's resolutions?
So far to put my phone down a little bit. It hasn't happened yet, though.
Mine is to drink more water.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
I feel like it affects everything.
Storm is perfect. He has nothing to change.
Storm's like, you can't improve perfection over here.
I'll think of one.
There you go.
We'll get back to you on that.
Hey, on this Monday, we're already talking crazy stormy weather.
Storm chances going up. Severe weather likely in parts of the state later today. Let's go to it. We've got numerous storms that we're expecting in eastern Oklahoma, guys. Now in the metro, we do have a threat for severe weather. I got to tell you, it's very low. It does look like these storms take off up and down 35, and they really don't kick up their heels until they get to the east. We are going to watch counties down to the south along I-35 where that threat is just a little bit higher later today. Storm threat really starts to go up around 3 o'clock, and we'll be tracking storms all the way to Arkansas, lasting from about 10 o'clock until midnight before they completely exit the state. Out the door this morning, well, warm front's lifting in, and a warm front in January means you have those collisions of the warm, moist air, the cool, dry air, and fog has developed. We've been telling you about the dense fog all morning from Enid to Hennessy, Watonga, Hinton, back up to Woodward, Buffalo. Just use caution. This is all thanks to the warm front setting up. Surface low is setting up in the northwest. Dry line back into the Texas panhandle, and that will be the focal point for thunderstorms much later today. Right now, nothing severe. We do have some rain on radar, some showers in the northwest and north central Oklahoma. Spotty showers, you can see them across the metro. A few weak showers off towards the east, to the west. None of this is severe. That severe threat is still hours away. It's 60 degrees though. It feels like a spring-like day. It almost feels like late April or even early May with how mild we are right now. Typically, our lows this time of morning are in the 20s. No, we're in the 60s. South winds 15, 30 miles per hour picking up, and eventually that mixes out that fog. But for now, you can see where the warm front is. South of it, 60s. There are now 70s in southeast Oklahoma versus 30s in the northwest. It is going to stay cooler in northwestern Oklahoma. You'll try to make it to the 50s. Upper 60s, lower mid 70s is where we're headed later today. And this afternoon, that front tries to make it, that dry line tries to make it into western Oklahoma, and late this evening that comes across the state. All being driven by this. This is a monster storm out over the Rockies. The low extends basically from Wyoming all the way down to Mexico. Big trough ramping up the jet stream winds, pulling up the Gulf moisture, and that is going to set the stage for storms this afternoon. As far as instability goes, just one of the ingredients that we need. We will be unstable later today thanks to the rich Gulf moisture coming in. We're talking low to moderate instability, not pegging the scales, not an extreme weather day, but for January, this is something we are monitoring, and we hope you are as well. I know it's the holiday, and eventually it's late into the evening and overnight that dry line marches on in. But with the fuel in place and the wind shear being pretty exceptionally high later today, these storms will rotate. So we're going to monitor them. Our trackers will be out. Again, I think they take off up and down I-35, but they really start to get going once they make their way off to the east. This particular data set has a few rotating storms in southern Oklahoma. Doesn't mean they're producing tornadoes, but they will have a spinning updraft, and that continues off to the east where numerous rotating storms will be ongoing into the late afternoon and early evening time frames. So let's time it out across the state. We've got the spotty showers now. I do think we'll get some rain in the metro. The severe threat still very low. As far as these storms really ramping up the wind and hail threat, not seeing that too much for the metro, but to the north, to the south, we'll monitor it. It's a low threat. That threat goes up down to the southeast. As we get into the 4, 5, 6 o'clock time frame, we'll just have numerous storms erupting in the warm air to the east. May have a couple more stronger, intense supercells coming in, crossing the Red River. We'll watch for those for sure. And this back edge of the line of storms forming, that is the dry line taking off, heading into the late evening hours. So this afternoon, waves of rain and storms to the east. There is a chance of rain in the metro, but the severe threat overall is low. Winds possible 55 to 60, and in the zone where we have the moderate threat. Of course, the thunderstorms alone can produce strong winds. If you get a tornado, they'd be much higher. Could have up to quarter-size hail. The storms in central portions of the state, it'll be larger off towards the east. Not every storm is going to produce golf ball size hail. And the tornado threat today, it's up there, especially for folks to the east. And the really highest concern is in far southeastern Oklahoma, where there's not only the chance for a couple of tornadoes, but we could have a stronger tornado in that zone. This evening, the rain comes to an end in Oklahoma City. We'll be tracking this with our sister station in Tulsa all evening long. And then tonight, we drop it down into the 30s. We're cooler tomorrow, but we're still above average in the 50s. We turn chilly for your weekend, but hey, it's January. Our next chance of rain next Tuesday. Back to you guys.